Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Buffett. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. Just as I started casting, it started just absolutely pouring outside, so thank God I am inside and nice and warm. I've actually got the AC on because it was a little bit hot. It's all sort of muggy out there, but anyway, let's get into it. Let's start casting this game. So it's going to be a TvT. I don't know what the other... No, he is a Terran. Sorry. I thought this was ForGG and INnoVation. Well, whatever. Moving on to TvT. Let's introduce the players. Up the top right side, the man without a name, whose actually name is down there. Thank God it showed up on... This is one of the few times where I've been happy I've been casting Gameheart, because this guy's name, as you can see, is just a whole bunch of these characters things, which I usually don't understand. I was going to go to like Liquipedia, try and figure out from the... game, like the tournament brackets, who it probably was, but thankfully it showed up here. So it is going to be none other than INnoVation, the 20-year-old South Korean player from Team Acer. And yeah, we don't need to say much more. We know how awesome he is. I've definitely cast him enough times for you guys to be fully aware of how awesome he is. And down the bottom right side of the map, let's talk about our next play. He's actually going for a very, very fast orbital here, and he's going to be shooting down the first mule of the game, so that's going to be pretty awesome. But of course, his opponent is already going for a command center, so INnoVation pushing ahead. And here we go, it's ForGG. He is 24 years old, also from South Korea, plays for Team Millennium, which I believe is a European team, a French team off the top of my head. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff. He's jumping over into France, doing a lot of excellent French stuff. And I'm just having a look at the photo of the Millennium team. It's got that guy with the spiky hair, man. I don't know what his name is. I think it's Daishi, actually. Daishi, man, he's got killer hair, I'll tell you what. But anyway, we're sort of I should stop messing around on the web pages off on the side, because of course I can't control the game when I'm doing that. So let's stop doing that. Let's move on. ForGG just started his command center. INnoVation has had his command center out for a while. He's getting straight into a factory, so he's not going into the double barracks off the command center. He's not feeling that threatened. He's feeling pretty safe. So he's got the bunker out. Not a lot of Marines, but I guess, yeah, I don't know. In ForGG's got more Marines, but he's focused on his command center right now. So if he had gone for like 3 barracks straight off the single command center without going for an expansion, he may have been able to send over a bunch of stuff here, and INnoVation may have had to dance around a bit to try and survive. But for now, since ForGG is going for that expansion, he is going to be going pretty standard. And that gives INnoVation the advantage, because he got his command center up so much earlier. Man, I just saw this huge bolt of lightning. I hope the computer doesn't shut off halfway through casting this game. It is a fairly long game, so we'll just have to hope. And yes, it's going to suck, man. It's going to suck, because I need this game to be up for tomorrow. So yeah, if the lightning shorts out my computer, then there may not be a game for tomorrow, which of course you're not going to know about, because I'm talking about this as I'm casting. So anyway, that's going to be the first time that the Daily Masters has been held up by bad weather. But yeah, you know, these things happen. Looks like we've got a Viking coming out of the Starport. There's going to be a Raven Viking combo coming out here. There's no other reason for it to be on the tech lab. And it looks like INnoVation going for a bloody, whatchamacallit, Raven as well. So both players deathly afraid of Banshee attacks coming in. They're both going for the Ravens. Should be seeing a Raven coming out of ForGG. There it goes. And the ironic thing is, neither player has got a single Banshee. They've got the counters for Banshees, but they haven't got a single Banshee. What the hell is this? Scouting with a barracks? What? That's not something you see every day. I mean, it's telling me that ForGG is going for mech. Is going for mech play. I mean, mech is alright, because INnoVation is going for a lot of Hellions. Does look like I thought for a sec he's got blue flame, because you can see the little flame here. It's blue. It's sort of blue coming out. Once again, I must apologise for you guys watching out there watching on 240p, because you won't be able to see crap coming out of here. But yeah, there's definitely, it looks like a blue, there's no actual blue flame research though, but there's definitely a little blue flame coming out of these guys. So very interesting. But anyway, they're going in, and what does ForGG have? Pretty much the same stuff. No upgrades for either player, so we do have, let me see, he's actually got 10 here, with a bunch of Marines backing it up, 8 for INnoVation, so yeah, choosing not to go for it. And it looks like we're seeing the heavy mech, 2 factories for one player, 2 factories for the other, got an armory coming out for INnoVation. Where is the armory? He's got it out here, I think. This is, no, where is the damn armory? I thought I saw him building one. Maybe that was the other guy. Maybe I'm getting confused here. Here we go. There's the armory. All the way back there. A bunch of factories coming out. So it does look like some heavy mech play is going to be the order of the day. And I wonder who is going to be going for Blue Flame soonest. It looks like INnoVation getting it out nice and fast. And now we're going to see tanks piling out of INnoVation. I think it's a pretty good chance. Tanks are definitely a very integral part of the mech play. It's actually quite similar to Marine Tank. I mean, it's just Hellion Tank instead of Marine Tank. The Hellions are the basically the units you just chuck away to try and do as much damage as possible. It doesn't matter if they die, same as Marines, and the tanks are the units that you try and keep alive as much as possible. And if you can somehow get in there and snipe a couple of tanks with some Blue Flame, then buddy, you are way in the lead. Or not in the lead, but you're in a good position. So anyway, worker count about the same. ForGG got out his expansion a little bit later, but he's managed to catch up, doing an excellent job. I think he's still building workers, whereas INnoVation has stopped for the moment, and he seems to be happy on the 46 worker account. So yeah, very interesting there. I don't know if he's going to push up later on. If he starts to get an idea of how ballsy ForGG is going, he may decide to, but ForGG looks like he's going to stop there at 50, so they're both approximately the same. Got an engagement here. ForGG has nowhere near enough to deal with this. There's 2 tanks already out on the field. I don't think ForGG has been, oh he has been pushing out the tank numbers. He's currently got 2, and let's have a look at his factory output. He's got 2 farm factories with the tech lab. We have a look at these structures here. We got 4 factories for INnoVation. 2 of them are tech labs, 2 of them with the reactors, so he's going to be able to pump out a lot more Hellions than 4G is going to be. But yes, he's got a they've both got about the same tank production. We do have a single Thor coming out. That's going to be interesting to see how the Thor is going to go. Is it going to be good? I don't know if it's going to be better than tanks at dealing with the Hellions, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be okay. When it comes to the tanks being in normal mode, I think the Thor will do very well. However, if INnoVation gets a good siege mode on, then Thor is never ever going to be able to match the siege tanks for damage, but we will see. If there's random Vikings across on the map, the Thor will be able to deal with those, so should be pretty good. No upgrades yet. Looks like ForGG just about to finish weapons level 1, and looks like INnoVation only just building his first armory right here, so he has not started on the upgrades, decided to go for that 4th factory instead, and that's going to give him a bit of an advantage. He's 27 over 20, and he got the tanks out a little bit sooner, so he's 6 over 4, but I don't expect that tank gap to be too huge. We do have a ton of Vikings. Why are they building so many Vikings? I guess they're going for a bit of air superiority here. I'm not sure. They don't really have any air-to-ground attacks, which is interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the tactic of the Vikings. I mean, they can have an air versus air battle. If you get into a lot of Ravens later on in the game, then air is going to make a huge difference. Because, of course, Seeker missiles, point defense drones, all that sort of crazy stuff. But for now, I don't think the Vikings are going to be all that good at attacking anything other than the other Vikings. I mean, there's not enough Ravens to really make a difference. There's no Banshee presence. So, yeah. Other than hiding units under the Vikings, I don't really see too much of it happening. Single Hellion's going to be roasting the SCV. That is not fun. So, the 4th base are going to go down. I thought that was the 3rd base for a sec, but ForGG does have a 3rd. Nice and safe, and it's the 4th base, which is going to be a problem. So INnoVation looking to team up here. He's got a bunch of tanks. Sending off the Hellions in, I don't know, they're just all over the place checking. Maybe they're going to do a push. ForGG does not quite have the tank concentration here. How do I do this thing? It's home or end. No, that's the zoom. Oh god, it's delete, isn't it? It's delete and insert. There we go. So I'm trying to move around, Trying to see the tank numbers. So there are a few tanks sieged up. Thank you, the Vikings. So annoying. But there's only 2 tanks sieged up. Hellions coming in. It looks like these tanks have unsieged. And we're going to be seeing, because, I mean, mech, there's a little bit dicey in narrow gaps, because, of course, siege tanks just own everything. So they're much better in a wide open space. But when you're defending, you don't always have the luxury of being able to choose where you're going to be defending. So here we go. Nice scan going down. The barracks is going to get taken out. These guys not quite sieged up yet. He has to pick a position to really defend for. He's okay right now. The Vikings going in, and it looks like ForGG may have an advantage right here. The upgrades aren't actually showing up there, so that's a bit unfortunate. But it looks like they're both pretty good. And it looks like, who actually had Blue Flame? It looks like INnoVation had it. So ForGG has not yet got the Blue Flame. Just about to finish it though, so he's pretty close. And he will have weapons level 2 in just a second. Starting to get a bunch of Hellbats. So Hellions are out and Hellbats are in. With all of this massive amount of tank damage going, you really do need the Hellbats. Are they researching the conversion technique? I've never actually seen that research where you're actually allowed to convert the Hellions into Hellbats and so forth. I think it costs a ton, and that's why some people probably don't research it. But the, yeah, so there we go. Going out for a 4th base. ForGG really wants to get this 4th base down. I'm not sure why, but he really does. And here we go. There's too many Hellions for INnoVation, and they do have Blue Flame, although ForGG has got his Blue Flame up. Actually landing some Vikings down there. Needs to get those tanks siege if he wants to be able to hold off this position. Left this quite open, only about 3, 4, 5 tanks. And yeah, INnoVation could push in. He has got quite a lot of stuff here. ForGG realizing it, going to move back over to this base, only to have this one taken out beautifully. And the tank actually managed to survive 2 full hits. So tank lasted quite a while. Is going to give ForGG enough time to run back and defend, having to land the Vikings quite a lot. So not the best position for him to be in. He is leading quite a bit on the Viking numbers. Oh, that bloody point defense drone, such a pain in the ass. But definitely ForGG, man, he's having a hard time moving out here. And the tank's in such a beautiful position. He tries to run down this ramp. He's going to get bottlenecked. He's got a bit of a better option out here, but there are tanks all over the place trying to get a bit of a concave out here. Sending out into the flanks. ForGG just moving around, trying to find a good place to attack. This is sort of a good place. At least there's not a concave from INnoVation, but still there's a lot of tanks going in there. And ForGG, he's starting to get in there, starting to get some hits on the tanks. And of course, one of the main advantages that a large air army does give you in this army, which is probably the main reason why air is so important in this case, is not just to attack the other air, it's also to give your tanks vision, because you see the tanks have a attack range larger than the vision range. So you can actually attack further than you can see, and that is why having air is so important, because then you can spot other tanks, do so much more damage. The Hellbats going nuts in there, and INnoVation, is he going to go for it right here? He's got another 2 Hellbats in there. Of course, it's not all that good because there are a ton of Vikings. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. And the Medevacs managed to drop the Hellbats off, but still taking a ton of damage. And I mean, INnoVation's Viking army, not all that good. Oh, another Medevac going down. Did not get to drop off its load right there. And INnoVation having to just land his tanks over there. He's got a phenomenal amount of tanks. 21 over 14. And the upgrades, man, the armor upgrade is showing up. I don't know why the weapons upgrade is not showing up, but they're both at level 2. INnoVation trying to do a push, and ForGG did not have a huge amount of tanks there, so he is actually going to be not sieging up right there. He's got the Hellbats in the front, so a lot of tanks are going to go down for INnoVation, but he does not have the damage up the backside. He does not have the tanks, and INnoVation managed to wear that. He lost a lot of tanks. And here we go, ForGG actually going in with his Vikings on the low ground, trying to take out some stuff. Tanks sieging up, and the Vikings are going to be getting out of there. Meanwhile, this base is going to go down. A lot of workers going down. And INnoVation trying to go in, but there are a couple of tanks sieged up back here. And whether or not that's going to be enough, I do not know. This tank is in a beautiful position right here. Although he's choosing to unsiege it, I am not sure why. The Vikings continuing to move over, taking out a lot of workers. However, it looks like a massive amount of workers actually went down. Oh, look at this. He's actually going to try and save this. The Vikings moving off, going to be attacking some workers. Workers numbers starting to go down, but ForGG lost so many workers from this base, from the Hellbat drops and the main army going in, that he's already 11 behind. Even with all of the good work that these Vikings are doing, they're going to come back in here. Hellbat's going to be keeping guard as well as a tank. And the main army coming in, a lot of tanks. Not too many Hellbats, but there is a Thor for some additional ground attack that does not require siege. And with a planetary fortress here, you would have to be crazy to land your Vikings there. So, great job so far. And the Vikings, the main attacking force of ForGG so far, but he's going back up. He's getting a lot of forces back. He's behind on the upgrades. He's trying to get level 3 weapons. It's going to take him a while. Meanwhile, INnoVation just about to finish it off. And ForGG has actually gone nuts on the production. He's producing 7 Hellbats at a time. He's got these 4th and 5th bases, or 3rd and 4th, depending on how you want to look at them, already set up over there. So his economy is not going to be as bad as he originally thought. He is still suffering from an extreme lack of workers at the moment. It's enough for him to go off, but it's not enough for him to match INnoVation at the moment. Excuse me for a sec. Alrighty, sorry about that. Just had just had this case of dry mouth. Her mouth just became incredibly dry for a second, like sandpaper. I don't know, not nice, but yeah. Got a drink, took care of it, so let's get back into it. How do we... That's how... I was wondering how to do the extreme zoom. Apparently it's Alt-Z. So there we go, extreme zoom. Good stuff, and we can see a whole lot of stuff. I don't know how to get rid of this bottom stuff though, but anyway, still pretty awesome. Oh, here we go. Look at these massive armies going into battle. Oh, INnoVation getting set up a little bit earlier, but I don't think he's got as many forces. He's got a nice flank over there. But these guys, they're going to hit the sides of it, and we've got a nice army in there. But ForGG is making himself work hard, very, very hard, nice. They managed to get some Hellbats over to the tanks, managed to get a very nice victory, and INnoVation actually falling back here, really, really taking some hard blows for the first time this game. So, see if he can hold off here. He's got the high ground, he's going to be sieging up. If he can get some Hellbats in front of his tank, he's going to be in a very good position. But he's having a lot of trouble getting some stuff in front of his tanks, and they are actually going to start going down. So, INnoVation in a lot of trouble right here, a lot of trouble. So, moving in, destroying factories, that is not a good thing. And, man, I don't know here. I mean, he's lost 2 factories. He could lose another one right over there. And with 3 factories down, that is going to be a horrible position for INnoVation to be in. I don't know what he could possibly do. Actually, I don't know what he can do here. He may be dead. He may have lost this game. There we go. There's the GG. And Mr. ForGG is going to be victorious in this game. So really, really nice job. He just went absolutely ballistic, man. I mean, he had this 4th base and this 5th base. He really pushed out the expansions nice and hard. And when he lost his 3rd, he just kept on with the economy, kept on pushing. Didn't have that many workers, but he built a ton of production facilities. Really got it out there, just came back and just, bam, just really, really just started turning the momentum around. Just built a ton of units, went out there and just did some really, really great work. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, I didn't see him do anything particularly spectacular. He just went in head first and managed to kill enough units to get the advantage. So, hey, great job. Great job for Mr. ForGG. And, good stuff. This has been the Daily Masters for today, I guess. So, move on, and we'll be casting another one tomorrow. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Harry Muppet. I hope you enjoy this game, and stay tuned for another one.